your heart is not what it ought to be, no amount of any other thing you do in the flesh will make you a loyal person. What you think about God is the most important thing about the practice of your faith. It's all a matter of thought. What do you think about God? I believe very strongly that theology rules the world. Nothing is more important in this world than your theology. The reason you behave the way you behave is simply what you think about God. What you think about God is your theology. The way you relate to people, the way you respond to your academic work, the way you behave, generally everything boils down to one thing. What do you think about God? Some young fellows that loaded themselves in an aircraft and destroyed, the World Trade Center. It's all about theology. Oh, you never thought about that? It's all about theology. The other person that walks on the street and begins to pick dirty and marginalized and voiceless people to care for them like Mother Teresa. It's all about theology. It's what he thinks about God. If I meet you on the road and I love you and I show kindness to you, it's not essentially because of who you are. It's what I think about God. So your thought of God is the key to the way you behave. Now when I meet people, and I like watching people very closely, but from a good distance. Yeah, I don't bump on people very easily. I don't make friends very easily. My friends don't usually choose me, I choose them. So I take time to find out whether we can go together or not. The reason being that I run my life on very rigid principles. For instance, time has only one value. 7 o'clock means 7 o'clock. You can't play with time and be my friend. It's not possible. And so because of that, because I don't like losing friends, once you're my friend for life. So I take time before we can begin. Praise the Lord. It's all a question of loyalty. A heart that fears and honors God will be loyal to Him. So if you fear God and honor Him, loyalty will not be a prayer point. I don't think it has ever occurred to me to pray to God to make sure that God give me grace to be loyal to you. The idea is that one was settled many years ago. Many years ago, that issue was settled. God knows doing what He wants me to do is not a problem. It's knowing what He wants me to do. If I know it, go to bed, I will do it. I will. Let me tell you a story about mouse. I didn't write the story, but I put the pictures. It's written by a man called Anthony Domilo. A mouse was in constant distress because of his fear for the cat. And so a magician took pity on the mouse and turned the mouse into a cat. Maybe you are too fast now. Get back to that. And look at the joyful cat, real cat. I'm sure you have some of such in your houses. Because Americans spend so much money on pets. People are dying all over the world. They're using that to feed dogs. So that's serious. That's serious. And that's serious at all. I was in France. And so a dog was sitting by me. I told the young lady, hey, come on, take this stuff out of this place. He told me, I paid a ticket for it. So the dog was sitting, I sat, the dog sat, and he sat. We are going from France to Spain. Can you imagine that? Well, he became afraid of the dog, you know. The same mouse that was converted into a cat. One thought if he becomes a cat, he'll be alright. But soon, he remembered that a dog can eat the cat. And so he became afraid of the cat. And the same magician came over and converted it from being a cat into a dog. And one would think, now you're a dog, you'll be satisfied. Remember, there's a panther, a very hungry African black panther in the forest. So he commanded to become a panther. Now, when he became a panther, one would think this is the ultimate. I have become everything. I am now one of the giants in the jungle. You know, those heavy animals respect themselves. You won't see an elephant trying to fight a jaguar or a lion or a panther. They respect themselves. Now, when he became a panther, he said, now the hunter will kill me. At that point, the magician gave up and said, there is nothing I will ever do to you that will help you. And he converted him back to a cat, saying, you have the heart of a mouse. Now, it doesn't matter what is there on the outside. If you do not have a godly heart, you can't be loyal. If your heart is not circumcised, your heart is not given to God, you can't be loyal. Jeremiah chapter 17 tells us, I think it's 17, what did he say? He said, the heart of a man, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. The heart is deceitful above all things. That's Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9. And is desperately wicked. In fact, the margin of my Bibles describe and say, it is incurably sick. The heart is deceitful and incurably sick. Ezekiel calls it a heart of a stone. And the only way Ezekiel thought God can handle human heart is by heart surgery. He said, I will take away the heart of stone from you. I'm going to give you a heart of flesh. So we said that the heart of the matter is a matter of the heart. Can you read it loud? Come on.
The heart of the matter is a matter of the heart.
I like that the hair of the matter is a matter of the hair. Praise the Lord. And this is the issue. The heart of the matter is a matter of the heart. Loyalty has nothing to do with fundamentally what you do, and what you think, what you believe. Remember Julius Caesar? And remember his best friend Antonio? Who killed him? Or Brutus? Remember his best friend Brutus? I mean, he killed him. Remember Judas? And remember Jesus? Judas went in public to kiss Jesus. Any observer will say, wow, what a lovely guy. He was a wicked man. So what's in your heart? What occurs to you when you think about God? That's very important. That is where to begin to talk about loyalty. Can we go? Can we go? If your heart is for the king, the whole of you will also be for him. A poor voter was asked the secret of exploits in the sport. He answered very simply, I throw my heart over the bar and my body follows accordingly. And I like that. So the reason why I jump very high, just pick up my heart, throw it across the bar, my body has no business to follow. You see, it's so important you understand how key your heart is in your walk with God, in your service of God. And the earlier you give your heart to God, the better for you. Because every other thing will lie up. I throw my heart across the bar. So what does God want us to do? He says, give, oh my son, oh my daughter, give me your heart. Give it to God. And when you give God your heart, your eyes will begin to delight in following his ways. That's what God says. If you give me my heart, you find delight in following my ways. But if you put your heart in your pocket, there is nothing God can do about it. He won't kill you. He won't break your heart, your head to get your heart.